Hi, I'm Laura. I'm here to learn the Java language. We have Mr. Joy with us today. He is an expert in Java language.
Hi, Miss Laura. Thanks for the introduction. You are really interested to learn Java language. Okay, we can start from overview of Java language. We will cover these topics for overview of Java language. Introduction. Simple Java program. More of Java. An application with two classes. And Java program structure. I hope you will get to know the basics of Java language after complete these topics.
Thanks Mr. Joy, for covering up these topics.
So, let's start from introduction of Java language. Introduction of Java. Java is a general-purpose, object-oriented programming language. We can develop two types of Java programs: standalone applications and web applets. They are implemented as shown in figure. Standalone applications are programs written in Java to carry out certain tasks on a standalone local computer. In fact, Java can be used to develop programs for all kinds of applications, which earlier were developed using languages like C and C++. As pointed out earlier, Hot Java itself is a Java application program. Executing a standalone Java program involves two steps. 1. Compiling source code into bytecode using JavaC compiler. 2. Executing the bytecode program using Java interpreter. Applets are small Java programs developed for Internet applications. An applet located on a distant computer, or server, can be downloaded via Internet and executed on a local computer, or client, using a Java-capable browser. We can develop applets for doing everything from simple animated graphics to complex games and utilities. Since applets are embedded in an HTML, or hypertext markup language, document and run inside a web page, creating and running applets are more complex than creating an application. Standalone programs can read and write files and perform certain operations that applets cannot do. An applet can only run within a web browser. I hope you got to know the types of Java program.
Yes Joy, it's looking more interesting. I wants to know more about this.
Sure Laura. Now we will take one example of Java program. Simple Java program. The best way to learn a new language is to write a few simple example programs and execute them. We begin with a very simple program that prints a line of text as output. Please find this sample program with class name Sample1. This program is perhaps the simplest of all Java programs. Nevertheless, it brings out some salient features of the language. Let us therefore discuss the program line by line and understand the unique features that constitute a Java program. Class declaration. The first line. Class Sample1 declares a class, which is an object-oriented construct. As stated earlier, Java is a true object-oriented language and therefore, everything must be placed inside a class. Class is a keyword and declares that a new class definition follows. Sample1 is a Java identifier that specifies the name of the class to be defined. Opening brace. Every class definition in Java begins with an opening brace and ends with a matching closing brace, closing braces appearing in the last line in the example. This is similar to C++ class construct. Note that a class definition in C++ ends with a semicolon. The main line. The third line. Public static void main, string args. Defines a method named main. Conceptually, this is similar to the main function in C or C++. Every Java application program must include the main method. This is the starting point for the interpreter to begin the execution of the program. A Java application can have any number of classes, but only one of them must include a main method to initiate the execution. Note that Java applets will not use the main method at all. This line contains a number of keywords: public, static, and void. Public. The keyword public is an access specifier that declares the main method as unprotected and therefore making it accessible to all other classes. This is similar to the C++ public modifier. Static. Next appears the keyword static, which declares this method as one that belongs to the entire class and not a part of any objects of the class. The main must always be declared as static since the interpreter uses this method before any objects are created. Void. The type modifier void states that the main method does not return any value, but simply prints some text to the screen. All parameters to a method are declared inside a pair of parentheses. Here, string args declares a parameter named args, which contains an array of objects of the class type string. The output line. The only executable statement in the program is system.out.println, Java is better than C++. Sad face. This is similar to the printf statement of C or cout construct of C++. Since Java is a true object-oriented language, every method must be part of an object. The println method is a member of the out object, which is a static data member of system class. This line prints the string Java is better than C++. The method println always appends a new line character to the end of the string. This means that any subsequent output will start on a new line. Note the semicolon at the end of the statement. Every Java statement must end with a semicolon. Laura, did you understand this simple Java program?
Yes, Joy. I understood the program step by step.
Nice. Then we will jump to next to know more. One more example of Java. Assume that we would like to compute and print the square root of a number. This is a slightly complex program. This program, when compiled and run, produces the output y equals 2.23607. The structure of the program is similar to the previous one except that it has more number of statements. The statement x equals 5 declares a variable x and initializes it to the value 5, and the statement y merely declares a variable y. Note that both of them have been declared as double type variables. Double is a data type used to represent a floating point number. The statement y equals math.sqrt, x invokes the method sqrt of the math class, computes square root of x, and then assigns the result to the variable y. The output statement system.out.println, y equals plus y, displays the result on the screen as y equals 2.23607. Note the use of plus symbol. Here, the plus acts as the concatenation operator of two strings. The value of y is converted into a string representation before concatenation. Use of math functions. Note that the first statement in the program is import java.lang.math. The purpose of this statement is to instruct the interpreter to load the math class from the package lang. This statement is similar to #include statement in C. Remember, math class contains the sqrt method required in the program. Comments. Java permits both the single-line comments and multi-line comments available in C++. The single-line comments begin with // and end at the end of the line as shown on the lines declaring x and y. For longer comments, we can create long multi-line comments by starting with /* and ending with */ as shown at the beginning of the program. An application with two classes. Both the examples discussed before use only one class that contains the main method. A real-life application will generally require multiple classes. This program illustrates a Java application with two classes. This program defines two classes, room and room area. The room class defines two variables and one method to assign values to these variables. The class room area contains the main method that initiates the execution. The main method declares a local variable area and a room type object room and then assigns values to the data members of room class by using the getData method. Finally, it calculates the area and prints the results. Note the use of dot operator to access the variables and methods of room class. Laura, I hope you got some knowledge on writing Java code.
Yes, Joy. I understood how to write a Java code. You explained each and everything clearly.
Good. Then we will learn now Java program structure. Java program structure. As we have seen in the previous examples, a Java program may contain many classes of which only one class defines a main method. Classes contain data members and methods that operate on the data members of the class. Methods may contain data type declarations and executable statements. To write a Java program, we first define classes and then put them together. A Java program may contain one or more sections as shown in the figure. Documentation section. The documentation section comprises a set of comment lines giving the name of the program, the author, and other details, which the programmer would like to refer to at a later stage. Comments must explain why and what of classes and how of algorithms. This would greatly help in maintaining the program. In addition to the two styles of comments discussed earlier, Java also uses a third style of comment ***, known as documentation comment. This form of comment is used for generating documentation automatically. Package statement. The first statement allowed in a Java file is a package statement. This statement declares a package name and informs the compiler that the classes defined here belong to this package. Example: package student. The package statement is optional. That is, our classes do not have to be part of package. Import statements. The next thing after a package statement, but before any class definitions, may be a number of import statements. This is similar to the #include statement in C example. Import student.test. This statement instructs the interpreter to load the test class contained in the package student. Using import statements, we can have access to classes that are part of other named packages. Interface statements. An interface is like a class but includes a group of method declarations. This is also an optional section and is used only when we wish to implement the multiple inheritance feature in the program. Interface is a new concept in Java. Class definitions. A Java program may contain multiple class definitions. Classes are the primary and essential elements of a Java program. These classes are used to map the objects of real-world problems. The number of classes used depends on the complexity of the problem. Main method class. Since every Java standalone program requires a main method as its starting point, this class is the essential part of a Java program. A simple Java program may contain only this part. The main method creates objects of various classes and establishes communications between them. On reaching the end of main, the program terminates and the control passes back to the operating system. Laura, I hope you understood the structure of Java program.
Yes, Joy. I understood the structure of Java program. It is an interesting programming language.
Great. We will cover some more topics for overview of Java in next class.
Sure, Joy. Thank you for explaining these topics. It will be more helpful.